So it was at this beach, this beautiful beach right here, I got my most life-changing insight ever, which is the power of nose breathing. You might think because breathing is so essential that we won't live if we don't do it, that it would have a significant effect on things like productivity and physical health and mental health and so forth. All of these problems will simply be solved, and they did for me. So there are a couple of books now that deals all about the importance of nose breathing and to not breathe through your mouth. And I have to admit, I've been a mouth breather since pretty much all my life. Up until recently, I had a history of clenching my jaws and so forth, to manage stress. I had this history of, burping and so forth, whether we call talking or eating, and having a little bit more crooked teeth, called whatever. In order to switch from breathing through the mouth to breathing through the nose, there are a lot of solutions out there. And of course I did that, and they worked to some extent, but once I figured out one key action that set it all apart, then it really fell off in terms of all the cascading domino effects, of course. Rather than creating the best environment for breathing through the nose, what if you could instead breathe through the nose and let the environment create itself? All the things would come to the right place, like for instance the tongue goes up and all this closed mouth and so forth. That's the key distinction. I know it can be so hard from breathing through the nose, especially when it's stuffed and so forth, but when you go into a place that's a lot of dust, you still have to deal with that dust. Or you can do it with a vacuum cleaner and so forth, but the point is to really make sure that it's going through by pushing air into the right direction. When I found myself breathing through my nose, I noticed that previous tensions that were previously locked up into one place suddenly got more inflated, opened up more room to relax, call it that. Just as a muscle is contracted, then it's tense, and when it's bigger, then it's more relaxed. That's the same here. We expand ourselves by simply putting in more air. That's been my experience. And when it comes to productivity, which is all about, once we get more air in, we become more awake, we become more clear, we get more perspective on what is necessary right now. Things that you thought were much harder before now become so much easier. Whenever I feel like I don't know what to do, then it's all coming down to breathing through the nose. Even put it as my wallpaper again. So if you're looking for advice, if you're looking for a productivity advice, self-improvement advice and so forth, I think if you really want to rank the order of advice, breathing of course comes out on top. Because if we didn't breathe, you wouldn't be watching this video. Everything else will follow in terms of good jaw and all that kind of stuff, better focus and so forth. So a lot of beautiful effects from there. I'll see you in this video right here, and always remember that you're the most amazing human being alive.